Welcome to Insurance Hacks America, where we break down real-life money moves without the boring jargon. Let me hit you with a quick question: if something happened to you tomorrow, who's paying the rent? Who's keeping the lights on, stocking the fridge, and making sure your kids don't feel the financial fallout on top of the emotional pain? Yeah, that quiet moment right there. That's the wake-up call. And that's exactly why this video matters. Being a single parent in America isn't light work. You're the provider, the protector, the planner, and the backup plan all rolled into one. There's no second income to fall back on. No, we'll figure it out later. Life insurance isn't about doom and gloom. It's about control. It's about making sure your kids don't lose their home, their routine, or their future if life throws the ultimate curveball your way. A lot of people avoid this topic because it feels uncomfortable. But avoiding it doesn't make the risk disappear, it just shifts the burden to the people you love most. Today, we're keeping it real. No scare tactics. No salesy nonsense. Just clear, simple, straight-up facts that help you protect your kids and your peace of mind. If you're a single parent watching this isn't about fear, it's about love, responsibility, and smart planning. Let's break it down together. Why life insurance is non-negotiable for single parents. If you're a single parent, let's be real, you are everything. You're the income, the emergency fund, the backup plan, and the safety net all rolled into one. There's no second paycheck sitting on standby. No, we'll figure it out together later. If something happens to you, the financial impact hits fast and hits hard. That's why life insurance isn't optional. It's financial armor for your kids. Without life insurance, your children could be forced to rely on relatives who may not be financially prepared, limited government assistance that barely covers basics, or even debt that follows them into adulthood. Rent doesn't stop. Groceries don't get cheaper. School expenses, childcare, medical bills, none of that pauses just because life took an unexpected turn. Life insurance steps in when you can't, replacing your income so your kids don't lose their home, their routine, or their sense of stability. This isn't about being dramatic or living in fear, it's about facing reality with a plan. Things of life insurance is a paycheck that keeps coming when you are no longer able to provide one. It helps cover everyday expenses, pays off debt, and can even fund education so your kids still have opportunities you worked hard to give them. For single parents, life insurance is love in action. It's the ultimate I've got you move. You may not control everything life throws your way, but you can control how protected your children are when it matters most. That peace of mind, that's priceless. What happens to kids financially without coverage? Here's the harsh truth most people avoid talking about. Love doesn't pay bills, as much as family and friends may want to help. Emotions don't cover rent, groceries, or school expenses. Without life insurance, the financial impact on kids is immediate and overwhelming. Funeral costs alone in the U.S. can run anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000, and that's before a single monthly bill is paid. After that, real life kicks in fast. Rent or mortgage payments still show up, groceries, utilities, childcare, transportation, and medical expenses don't pause if there's no life insurance. Someone has to cover those costs, and often there's no clear plan. Kids may be forced to move in with relatives, switch schools, or lose access to activities, tutoring, or opportunities that help shape their future. Stability disappears overnight. In many cases, families turn to credit cards or loans just to survive, creating debt that follows kids into adulthood. Government assistance can help, but it's rarely enough to maintain the lifestyle or security you worked hard to provide. The result isn't just financial stress, it's emotional chaos layered on top of loss. Life insurance changes that outcome. It acts as a financial cushion, giving kids time to grieve without their entire world falling apart. It keeps their home secure, their school consistent, and their basic needs met. Even when everything else feels uncertain, life insurance helps preserve normalcy. This isn't about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. Coverage means your kids don't have to pay the price for something they can control. Life insurance doesn't replace you, but it protects the life you built for them when they need it most. How much life insurance a single parent really needs? One of the biggest questions single parents ask is, how much life insurance do I actually need? The answer doesn't have to be complicated. A solid rule of thumb is 10 to 15 times your annual income. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a practical way to make sure your kids are financially protected if you are no longer around to provide. Let's break it down with a real example. If you earn $50,000 a year, you should be looking at $500,000 to $750,000 in life insurance coverage. That amount isn't meant to sit in touch it's designed to replace your income and cover real-life costs your kids will face over time. This coverage helps pay for everyday living expenses like housing, food, utilities, and transportation. It covers childcare so a guardian can continue working without financial strain. It supports education costs, from school supplies to college tuition. It also helps pay off debt, credit cards, car loans, or medical bills so those don't become a burden on your children. On top of that, it creates an emergency buffer, giving your family breathing room instead of forcing rushed decisions during an already painful time. A lot of single parents worry that this amount sounds excessive. It's not. You're not overdoing it, you're being responsible. You're planning for years of financial support, not just a few months. Life insurance isn't about guessing the future, it's about making sure your kids have stability, options, and dignity no matter what happens. When you look at it that way, adequate coverage isn't a luxury, it's smart parenting. Term life versus whole life. What actually makes sense? Let's keep it real. When you're a single parent, you don't need complicated financial products or fancy sales pitches. You need protection that works now, fits your budget, and actually does the job. That's where understanding the difference between term life and whole life insurance matters. Term life insurance is straightforward and affordable. You choose a coverage amount and a time period, usually 20 or 30 years, and if something happens to you during that term, your kids are financially protected. That's it. No fluff. No confusion. For most single parents, term life is the clear winner because it focuses on the years your children depend on you the most. Whole life insurance, on the other hand, is permanent coverage with a savings component built in. Sounds nice, right? But here's the catch, it's way more expensive. Many single parents end up paying hundreds of dollars a month for coverage they don't actually need, tying up money that could be better used for groceries, childcare, or emergency savings. Here's a real-world example. A healthy 30-year-old single parent can often get $500,000 in term life insurance for about $20, $30 a month. That's less than what most people spend on streaming subscriptions or takeout. For that price, your kids are protected through their most vulnerable years: childhood, school, and early adulthood. Term life isn't about forever. It's about right now. It covers your kids during the exact period when losing your income would be devastating. For single parents, that's what actually makes sense. Simple, affordable, effective, period. How to get affordable coverage on a tight budget when money's tight. Life insurance can feel like one more expense you don't have room for, but here's the truth. Life insurance doesn't care about your vibe, your hustle, or your intentions. It cares about age and health. That's it. And the earlier and healthier you are when you buy, the cheaper it is. Waiting doesn't save money, it costs it. One of the smartest moves you can make is to buy early. Every year you wait, rates go up simply because you're older. Even a few years can mean paying significantly more over the life of the policy. If you're healthy now, lock that in while you can. Future you and your kids will thank you. If you smoke, quitting is a game changer. Smokers can pay double or even triple for the same coverage. Even being smoke-free for a year can dramatically lower your rate. It's one of the fastest ways to save money on a policy without cutting coverage. Next, compare quotes online. Don't just go with the first offer you see. Different insurance companies price risk differently, and shopping around can save you hundreds over time. This is where many people get overcharged simply because they didn't compare. Finally, be cautious with policies pushed aggressively by agents. High-pressure sales often mean higher commissions and unnecessary extras. You don't need bells and whistles, you need protection that works. Bottom line, you don't need fancy. You need functional, affordable life insurance exists, even on a tight budget. It's about being smart, not rich. How to set up life insurance the smart way. Getting life insurance is a powerful step, but setting it up the right way is what truly protects your kids. A policy without proper planning can create confusion, delays, or even legal problems. That's why smart setup matters just as much as having coverage in the first place. First, never name a minor directly as your beneficiary. Insurance companies can't legally hand a large payout to a child. If you do, the money could end up tied up in court until your child turns 18. Instead, name a trust or a trusted legal guardian who will manage the funds on your child's behalf. This ensures the money is used exactly how you intend for housing, education, and everyday care. Second, match the coverage length to your child's age. Most single parents do best with a 20 or 30-year term. The goal is simple: make sure coverage lasts until your kids are grown, independent, and financially stable. If your child is a toddler, a 30-year term makes sense. If they're a teenager, 20 years may be enough. Align the policy with real-life timelines. Third, review your policy every few years. Life changes, income increases, kids grow, debt decreases, and priorities shift. What made sense 5 years ago might not be enough today. Reviewing your policy ensures your coverage keeps up with your reality. Life insurance isn't a set-it-and-forget-it deal. It's a living plan that should evolve as your family does. When set up the smart way, it becomes more than a policy, it becomes peace of mind, clarity, and long-term protection for the people who matter most. Emotional and empowering. Being a single parent means showing up every single day tired, stressed, hopeful, and determined no matter what life throws at you. You don't get days off from responsibility. Life insurance is how you keep showing up even when you can't anymore. It's the quiet promise that your kids will still be protected, supported, and secure, even in your absence. At Insurance Hacks America, we don't sell fear or worst-case scenarios. We sell clarity. Clarity about what really matters. Clarity about how to protect your kids without overpaying or getting overwhelmed. And clarity that smart planning isn't about expecting the worst, it's about loving your family enough to prepare for anything. Life insurance isn't just a policy. It's rent paid when you're gone. It's food on the table. It's school tuition, medical care, and stability during chaos. It's your voice saying, "I've got you," even when you're no longer here to say it out loud. If this video helped you see life insurance differently, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another single parent who's grinding every day just like you. Subscribe so you don't miss more straight up, no fluff guidance that actually helps real families protect your kids, protect their future, and most importantly, protect your peace. Because real love doesn't just feel good in the moment. Real love plans ahead.